just spent the past half an hour just laying on my back spinning exhaust bolts about half a quarter or about an eighth of a turn at a time. I forgot how crusty they can be. So the exhaust tip is off. So there we go. So just looking pretty crusty on the back there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit the actual exhaust itself with some paint stripper, soak the gasket probably in some WD-40 or some sort of solvent to clean it up, and then yeah, I've got all the bolts, I'll put those. I've actually got an ultrasonic cleaner, I'm going to put them in, try and clean them up a bit, and then yeah, hopefully we'll get this thing looking nice and shiny. I'll clean it up and then I'm going to decide if I'm going to like try go again with the black paint or not. The black does suit the bike, but it just needs to be done well for it to look any good. So yeah, we'll make that decision and then we'll get into stripping the exhaust tip. And I've hit it with some paint stripper, and that's worked pretty well. So you can see it's stripped a lot of that off. I've not like put a lot of time into this just yet. So there's not a whole lot I can really go on with just now, but today's mission is to just finish hitting this with the paint strip. I get it looking nice and shiny. It's gonna look a lot better than the flat black paint that the previous owner put on. And then we will try and hit some of the hardware to fix it back to the bike with a wire brush just to make it look nice and new again. And hopefully that's gonna give the bike a bit more of a new look and less of a backyard sort of dodgy paint job. So yeah, that's what we're gonna crack on with. Alright, so update, I've pretty much hit the exhaust tip with all the paint stripper, and I've given it a scrub down with some like degreaser and given it a bit of a polish. I'll give it a bit of a final polish before it goes on the bike, and then I'll give it a wipe down. There's a couple of marks which are quite like, they're almost like gouges, so unfortunately there's not a whole lot I can do about that, but overall this thing looks way better. The plate that's pop riveted on here, when I hit it with the paint stripper, it actually, like the branding of this came off, but you can actually see it, it's kind of like embossed into the metal there, which is good. Just got the bracket soaking with some paint stripper. I'll finish that off in a bit. A bit of a mess here, this cardboard's dirty as. So what I've got now is I've got all matching M6 stainless steel hex cap bolts, all brand new, and I got a new M8 bolt for the hanger. The thread doesn't go all the way, but that's fine. So yeah, you'll never see the end of that on the bike, but it's just peace of mind knowing that it is a brand new bolt that is purpose made for that. What I couldn't find though was a replacement gasket for the exhaust, so I've had to improvise. What I've done is I've bought a kit of rotary tools, or sorry, a kit of attachments for a rotary tool, and I'm going to use my Dremel to basically clean up that exhaust gasket as much as possible, get rid of all the old crap and grime, get it looking new. And then I've also got some high temp gasket sealant. So once I've got that all cleaned up, then I'm just going to come here with the Dremel again, and I'm going to clean up this surface that it's all going to mate with. Get that looking nice and clean, get rid of all that crap's coming off there. And we'll have a nice shiny new exhaust on the bike. Alright, so where I'm at with the bike, the exhaust is on. I put it on yesterday in the evening, and it looks so much better than the black paint that was on there. It's not perfect, I mean it's not a brand new exhaust, right? It's still second hand and it's been reconditioned to look good. So I've got, you can see this like orange, so that's like a silicone gasket sealer. I cleaned up the gasket really nice, as good as I could anyway. It came out pretty good, quite shiny. So, and then I got into so this flange for the exhaust, the pipe continues on another maybe 10-20 mil. I got the rotary tool and I cleaned up that pipe so that hopefully this could mate to the exhaust as good as I could possibly get it. And then I've sealed it with this gasket sealer. I've used new stainless steel cap bolts, spring washers. So this is pretty much the best I could do. You know, I've used all new hardware and it looks OEM. I mean, I know the exhaust isn't OEM, but all the hardware is clean, new, fresh, everything's tightened down. I'm just gonna, after I turn this video off, I'm gonna try and just snug these down just because this gasket sealant has been setting overnight. But that's another pretty decent job finished on this bike. So now I'm still just waiting for the parts to come from Korea to do the front forks and do the servicing. The servicing I'm not gonna touch until the front wheel's back on the bike, because then I'm going to lift it with the paddock stand just over there so it sits even and not off to one side. So yeah, that's where we're at. So hopefully we get our bits soon from Korea. I thought they were coming from Australia, it turns out it's coming from overseas. Yeah, so stand by. When we get the bits, we'll get the forks serviced, get the front wheel on, and hopefully start riding this thing and actually list it for sale. So we'll wrap this video up here. Thanks for watching. When we get the new parts for the servicing, we will crack into the forks, hopefully get the bike back together, and then give it a really good detail and get some nice photos and put a Facebook Marketplace ad up. I think it's going to look really good once it's done, especially like when I put it at the front of my house and hit these tires with some tire shine and give it a nice clean. It's gonna look good. So thanks for watching. Stay tuned. I'll put a new video out as soon as I have the new parts to service the bike. See ya.